Okay, I don't think I'm going to get my 3:15 train. My sugars are dropped to just under 5. There are thousands of midges about today. They all seem to be flying directly into my face. Hello, I'm the Diabetic Walker. We're out in Dorset again today. Just got off the train at Wall train station, and the plan is to make our way down to Lulworth Cove and then along the southwest coastal path to Durdle Door. We're going to take in some beautiful scenery along the way, including woodlands, rolling hills and open fields. Both Durdle Door and Lulworth Cove are very popular places. We will be exiting this lovely shaded, beautiful woodland with all the bluebells out very soon. Well, that's a bit of a shame. I have walked this path before, and there's a gate just at the end saying no public access, but there is an overgrown kissing gate right next to it which you can't get through. But I have climbed over the gate before, and there used to be a path that ran right through the fields there, but the path has very much overgrown since the last time I was down here. And as I'm wearing shorts, didn't fancy scrambling through that. But not to worry, there is a turning off just back here. I noticed that's going to take us pretty much to Lulworth, where we want to be. Alright, so we're coming out of the woodlands now, falling as we do so. And well, look at the views here. Recently sown field by the looks of it. We're actually on the Purbeck Way here, and we're going to follow this path to Winfrith, Newburgh, and then continue along the Purbeck Way down to Lulworth. Getting some great views today. So this is the path that we've walked up. That's the woods over there at the top of that hill. Some farm buildings down there. Yeah, this is all farmland here. I can tell you now, the smell of manure is overwhelming. There are thousands of midges about today, and I'm trying not to swallow any of them. They all seem to be flying directly into my face. I do have a habit of forgetting stuff, leaving things behind, be it camera equipment or food or insulin, you know, nothing important really. But today I've double checked my bags and I know I've got everything. The two things I did forget was sun cream and also bug spray. So a nice bit of easy road walking now into Winfrith, Newburgh. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Apologies if I'm not, because I left home quite early this morning. I didn't have any breakfast. I took some breakfast with me and I ate it on the train. What happens sometimes is if I have my breakfast at home and then I sit on the train for an hour and a half, the glucose starts to build up in my body and it takes a lot longer to burn them off once I start walking. So has that worked? Well, after 4 miles, my sugars have gone up to 19. They're just about levelling out now, so within the next half hour, 45 minutes, it's going to keep walking, and that should bring them back down again. I made a conscious decision to take this road and we're going to go to Durdle Door first and then work our way along the coast to Lulworth. My decision may have been slightly influenced by the fact that I got so distracted by the pretty village that I missed my turning. Well, I finally made it to Durdle Door, or almost. Just got to walk through this caravan park. That was a hell of a long road. I had walked that before, didn't remember it being that long. I really want to catch the 2:45 train, but I'm not going to have very long to film down here. We can actually avoid the campsite. Never knew it, but there was a little footpath along the side of it here. I've walked exactly 7 miles. My sugar levels have dropped to 9 and they're heading down. Gonna stop and have a quick bite to eat. So here we are then at the iconic Durdle Door behind us there. It's very busy around here today, so it's not a lot of chance to do much filming. Right, I'm gonna go and get some lunch. Well, I have bought some pasta today. I'm not that hungry, so I've decided just gonna stick with a banana or two. Okay, so I'm making my way to Lulworth now. Nearly there. Sorry, I couldn't film much there at Durdle Door, just too many people about. So the white path over there, coming down the mountain, that's where we came down. There's a load of people here today. So I'm not going to go onto Lulworth Cove itself. In fact, I'm walking away from it at the moment. But there is a path that takes you up and over the top. You get a much better view from there anyway. So that's what we're going to do. Right, so I'm walking up, I think it's Bindon Hill now. And just around this bend here, I'm going to get some great views over Lulworth Cove itself. Okay, just had to stop here for a quick water break. Oh, it is warm. I've finished all my electrolytes, so I'm just on the plain old water now. Oh. Okay, I don't think I'm going to get my 3:15 train. In fact, I don't think it's even worth trying. So when I got on the train at Southampton today, I sat down in a seat and a guy immediately approached me. Said, "You should be sitting there, you're not disabled." Didn't actually realise I'd sat in the disabled seat, but apparently I was. And then I thought, well, actually, I said, "I am disabled, mate." He said, "Well, you don't look it." And I think that just goes to show not all disabilities are visible from the outside. Anyhow, he walked off with nothing further to say. Okay, so there it is, the beautiful Lulworth Cove behind me there. And this is as close as I'm going to get to it. You can get to it down some steps here, but my legs are already pretty tired and I don't fancy walking down there and then back up again, because we are heading back in that direction to Wall train station. There was a car park when we come down that long white path. You can go through that, take a right turn, and it leads you straight down onto the bay. But I kind of walked a little way down there, saw how busy that was, and decided that I would just come up this way, where you actually get a much better view. Okay, well, I'm going to make my way back to Wall train station now. There's a bit of up, bit of down, bit more up, bit more down, and just finish it off a bit more up. So that's going to be interesting. Let's get going. Oh. All right, so we're heading down there. That's West Lulworth, and then that path right in the centre of the screen there, or the hedgerow. There's a path that runs alongside that to the top of the hill there. We're going to follow that. Wall is kind of over in that direction, so we need to be heading sort of inland and then eastward. My sugar levels, by the way, are hovering around 5. I think I'm going to slip on this bloody path in a minute. Yeah, they're hovering around 5, so that's pretty good. Right, I'm going to turn the camera off so I've got both hands to catch me when I fall. Oh, okay. Down to the bottom of that scree path there. And we've got to go over this stile. Not a problem. Okay, now a bit more knee jarring down, and then we're into Lulworth, West Lulworth. Over to my right there, that's all MOD land. Don't know if you can see there's a red flag flying there. So they're obviously firing in that part of the range today. But up there on the walks, that's all still open. We're not going that way, we're going that way. So some of you, especially diabetics, may wonder why I don't carry some juice or, you know, sugary drink with me. Well, especially on days like today, I've already got 2.5 litres of water with me, plus all my other stuff in my bag, my insulin, a little bit of filming equipment, a charger. All these things add weight to the bag. As you can probably tell, we're on the first bit of up of our return journey. Oh, nearly at the top, I think. When I get to the top here, I'm going to stop and check my sugars. I don't feel like they've dropped any. Oh, nearly there, find out in a second. You must always remember to stop when you're doing these walks. Turn back and look at where you've come. Over in that direction, on the other side of that hill, that's Durdle Door, and we walked up that hill, down the other side. You can probably see the car park of Lulworth Cove there. We ignored that. We went up over this hill, or just the other side of that hill, and down that path. I have actually just stopped and got the sweets out of my bag. Yeah, Haribos, and they're doing the job nicely. My sugars have dropped to just under 5, so knowing that the sensor has a bit of a time lag on it, got a feeling my low glucose alarm is going to go off any time now. So the path I'm walking on now is going to take us back to the road that leads back to Wall train station. It's been a tough one today. Good thing is my sugars have been okay. I seem to have managed to avoid any hypos. I didn't feel anything from my high sugars, which I quite often don't. Low sugars I definitely do. I'm going to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't liked and subscribed already, please do so. I'm Lee, the Diabetic Walker, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.